We're in Pristina, at Pristina Airport in Kosovo, in the Edgeley Optica, and we're going to fly the Pristina Local mission. Now, due to a recent update in the world, let's say, nav systems are going offline lately, but we should be able to find these waypoints just by looking out the window. So let's have a go. Might work, might not. Brakes off. Throttle up. One stage of flaps. It's going to want to start to fly soon. Let's say 50 knots. Pull back. Here we go. Haven't got retractable gear, so that's not a problem. Sitting on 60 knots. Now, from memory, I think 2700 is the limit on the rev, so here we go, 2663. Let's just let it sit there. And we're at 70 knots, let's get that flap up. Righto. So we've got to do a U-turn. Let's tack to the right.
MiGMan's 007, continue for south departure.
Mike India Golf, copy.
Pristina Tower, MiGMan's 007, continue for south departure.
So there are those tall hills on the west of town with the windmills at the top. I'll check them out when we come back. So we're looking at 4.2 miles, almost north, and there's an open cut mine which I'll keep climbing. So runway was 1800 feet, let's say. Now at 2300, we're still climbing. So 1828 plus 5, about 3300 feet. Should be a good cruising altitude. And we can start to see the mine already about 11 o'clock. In the wonderful flat valley that Pristina inhabits. And the time is 7:07 AM. Heading north, sun rising in the east. (2800 feet). Still climbing. Yep, it's a large open cut mine, not mined. Now let's start looking for the next. It's a thermoelectric power station, 3.8 miles to the northwest. So I'll be over that direction. Let's swing left a bit so we can get a better view out the right, because we'll be turning right. There we go, very large area. Nice. (3,100).
MiGMan's 007, leaving my airspace frequency change approved.
Mike India Golf, copy.
Pristina Tower, MiGMan's 007, frequency change.
And coming up for 3,200 feet. Actually just adjust the altimeter. Yeah, it's pretty good. Okay, so now we want to turn about heading 050 or more, 060 I think. And we're looking for a thermoelectric power station. There's the runway back there, about 4 o'clock. This lake is or pair of lakes here is a good landmark too if you're coming into land on runway 17. Okay, should be a couple of miles just off the nose. Once again, I'm going to swing left a bit. Okay, so it's got to be down here. Pretty sure it's that cluster of buildings at 1 o'clock. Or straight ahead the way I'm looking. But no, I think I just flew over it. Okay. There it is, yes, of course. Now I remember, there's a whole cluster of pipes. I'll just circle over it. Just watch my speed there. So right next to those two lakes. And you can see all the pipes joining up various buildings. Yeah, that's the one. Cool. It's been probably about 6 months since I've been here, so anyway, it's all coming back to me. Right, so now we're heading off looking for a heliport, which is to the southeast. It's only about 2.7 miles. I reckon it's 12 o'clock in that cluster of buildings there, I think. So there's Pristina down yonder. So it's right on the north edge of town. Once again, just come left a bit. Beautiful aircraft this for sightseeing. Really good visibility. So we're still a couple of miles out. Don't think it's here. So that main road goes right down through Pristina from memory. Yes, it does, right through the centre. So we're going to come down the east side of town. Okay, so where's this heliport? I think I could start to see an H. I could be dreaming it. Yeah, it was only half an H. Look, here we go, it's right in front of us. I knew I'd kick myself when I saw it. I try not to make these reference points obscure at all. Yeah, so you got all these parking bays here. And the heliport's right, yeah, there's the H coming up through the starboard window right now. Yeah, so that's nice and easy to spot. Got this unique layout of parking areas for taxis. Very cool. Sporting stadium down there. Right. Now next one is Ligeni Dam, which should be easy to see, being a dam and all. And last one, number 5, is a bridge right at the south end of town. So I'll come back up later in the morning and just noodle around Pristina itself. So all we're trying to get out of this flight is some good local reference points, and helipad, of course, going to be handy when you're flying a helicopter. Handy to know where that is. Power station, mine, dam, they're all pretty big objects. The bridge will be smaller, but if I've chosen it well, it's out in the open and quite easy to spot, and probably at some intersection. So how far is the dam? Still about 4 or 5 miles away. Let's climb a bit, see if we can spot the water. So sitting on 70 knots. Red line or top speed here seems to be about 110 according to my instruments. Or 140 seems to be the VNE. There we go, that'll be over here somewhere. So a large body of water, and the dam's going to be probably behind that hill somewhere to the west of this large reservoir. Let's climb a bit more. Oh, I keep forgetting in this aircraft, unlike most, you can actually look down and see stuff. Because in most aircraft you can't see below that, pretty much where your chin is. So watch our speed. Yeah, it's 60 knots is good. So there's the dam. Let's frame it in the window. There it is. Cool. Might see if they packed the Shock Ultra with the pontoons on it, and if so, I might bring it back up here later and try landing on the dam, on the reservoir. So that's a 90-degree turn to the right here from that course, from the heliports. And now we're heading for 8 miles to find a bridge. A bridge over troubled water, I believe. Or at least on the river at Lippeljan, and it's right next to a shopping mall according to my notes. Okay, 88 knots, let's crank it up a bit. First aid, hopefully I won't be needing that on this flight. It's gorgeous scenery around here. And I did notice some of the mornings I've been flying out of here, the whole floor of the valley is covered in fog. You have to climb up through it, not too far, and then you've got this beautiful blue sky. Let's get back on course a bit. Oh. And we can even see on our onboard GPS where we are. Wonderful. Going to 8.5. So a little bit left of track. Let's come right a bit. So that's probably the river that the bridge is going to be over, so we could probably follow the river from the dam all the way to the bridge, I would think. Maybe. Maybe not. Let's just stick to our original track for now and see what's what. That river might curve around to the south again. Watch the speed there. Somebody asked me the other day, where in the heck did you learn to fly? Not sure it was meant as a compliment. And of course I just told the truth from the Jerry Anderson School of Flying. Naturally. FAB. Spectrum is green. Notice I've got my Captain Scarlet themed upholstery, which is all that's left of the original red paint that was on this bird when I picked it up. Okay. There's no hurry in these aircraft. It's good for the blood pressure. Take your time. Smell the roses. Probably should open the window to do that. There we go. Certainly interesting sounds and makes a difference to the noise level. I might close it again. Yeah. Okay, so we're looking for a bridge near a shopping mall. And we're about, I think about 2 miles out. Yes. Once again, swing left because we're going to be turning right. Okay, so there is that river. It looks like it. Not sure it's the same one. No, there's a few rivers here. Come left again. I reckon it's got to be about 1 o'clock there. I reckon it's right off the dashboard here. Let's get down a bit lower. Yeah, I reckon that's it. Open fields to the east. Pretty open to the west. Oh, there's the shopping mall there. Okay. Right. So it's not right next to the mall, it's about, half a mile away. Or it could be that mall it could be that one. In which case it is right next to it. Just past the shopping mall. Yeah, I reckon it's that one. That's the spot. Now pretty much 90 degrees to the right. Head up the western side of the valley. There's our big hill with the windmills on top, which we can't quite see yet, and the airport's just in front of it. That's a pretty good way to find the airport. Look for that big brown hill to the west with the which has the windmills on top. I know they're not windmills, wind turbines. Cool. Let's go down and check out the terrain. And I might call the airport too. Okay, I thought I had them tuned in. 126.55, I think. Could be 59. I think it is 55. Pristina. Yeah, I am tuned in. Mike India Golf 4.
Pristina Tower MiGMan 007 is 3 miles southeast, 2,000 feet with India to land.
MiGMan 007 Pristina Tower. Altimeter 30.09er wind 155 at 5. Make left traffic runway 17.
Cool. Mike India Golf, copy.
Enter left traffic runway 17 MiGMan 007.
Okay, let's get a bit of altitude up. The airport should be about 11 o'clock. But let's climb up and have a look. Yep, it's right there. It's just hard to see in the shadow of those clouds. So landing back to the south. So now we've got the lay of the land. So if I want to fly right down the middle of Pristina, I'd just go to waypoint 2, the power station, and fly pretty much south right through the centre of town. Or fly back to that bridge we just left and turn north. And there's our mine right in front of us again. Okay, let's get set up for landing. We want stage 1 of flaps. Gear is down. Feels good. Still pretty high.
MiGMan 007 wind 155 at 5. Clear to land runway 17.
Mike India Golf, copy.
Clear to land runway 17 MiGMan 007.
I think I'll turn once we get past the highway. Just watch the speed in the turn. Looking clear, yep. So put some power on, I would say. Sitting on about 70 knots. Looking good. So 75 knots, we can fly down to about 40 knots. Very good. 67 knots. Haven't flown this for a while, so I don't want to get too slow. .60 knots. Landing into the wind, which is good. 50, a bit more power. Settling down. Slowing the rate of descent, flaring a bit, 50 knots. Should settle down about now, I think. Ish. Couple of power there. Yeah, we're down. Pretty smooth.
MiGMan's 007 exit runway when able.
Very cool. Okay. Another sunny day in Pristina.